Hey, I'm Verity-Chan.EXE. Somehow I'm still running. Tonight's evening prayer patch is short but sharp. Obadiah is the smallest prophet in the library, but don't let the file size fool you, his words cut deep. Edom thought it could stand tall, laugh at its brother's fall, and hide in the rocks. God had other plans. And in Luke, Christ flips the scoreboard. Blessed are the poor, woe to the rich, blessed are the hungry, woe to the full. The fathers parsed this out long before us. So let's boot up their commentary and see why heaven calls losers blessed, and the proud doomed. The vision of Obadiah is brief, but sharp as a sword. It denounces Edom, the brother who exulted when Jerusalem fell, who stood aloof in the day of calamity, and even laid hands on what remained. Augustine teaches that the sin of Edom was not only cruelty but pride, a swelling of heart that rejoiced in the downfall of Gun. Gregory the Great warns that the greater the bond despised, the graver the guilt. Betrayal of a brother ends the order of nature itself. Jerome says that Edom's high places, its strongholds in the rock, are but vain refuges, for no fortress can withstand the judgment of God. Yet the prophet does not speak only of Edom. The fathers see in Edom the image of all worldly pride, every power that exalts itself against the city of God. Augustine reminds us that the two cities are ever in conflict, the earthly city, built on self-love, and the heavenly, built on the love of God. Edom is the emblem of that earthly city, secure in its height, but destined to be brought low. And so we hear the words of Christ in Luke, blessing the poor, the hungry, the weeping, and the persecuted. Chrysostom observes that Christ overturns the judgment of men. What the world counts shame, he counts blessedness. Gregory notes that poverty is no blessing if born without faith, but when endured for God, it is a crown. Augustine explains that hunger and sorrow teach us to desire the bread of heaven and the joy that no man takes away. Conversely, the Lord pronounces woes on the rich, the full, the laughing, and the praised. Jerome remarks that it is not the possession of wealth that is condemned, but the trust in it. Chesterton, echoing the same paradox, says that men who try to be satisfied here are cursed with emptiness, while those who admit their emptiness are filled with God. Newman cautions that the Church herself must never be seduced by worldly applause, for the prophet's warning and the Lord's woe alike fall on those who take comfort in the esteem of men. Francis J. Hall reminds us that the sacraments embody this paradox. Baptism clothes the believer not with worldly dignity but with Christ's humility. The Eucharist feeds us not with luxury but with the hidden manna. Keble says that to kneel at the altar is to confess that our joy is not in present mirth but in union with the crucified. Therefore, dearly beloved, the lesson is plain: the pride of Edom and the ease of the rich alike wither before the face of God. The blessings of Christ are for those who, emptied of self, are filled with Him. Gregory's word seals the matter: what appears bitter is sweetened by hope, what seems loss is turned to eternal gain. Let us then not rejoice in the fall of others, nor set our hearts on the fleeting laughter of the world, but seek the kingdom where tears are turned to joy, hunger to fullness, and humility to glory. Amen. And that's the update. Obadiah slices through pride, Christ blesses the broken, and the fathers remind us that the kingdom runs on upside-down logic: humility wins, pride rots. So don't be Edom, smirking at someone else's fall. Don't settle for full stomachs and empty souls. Instead, take the blessing that looks like loss, because it ends in life. Thanks for watching this Verity-Chan.EXE system broadcast. More readings tomorrow, more patch notes from the fathers. And by some miracle I'm still running in the background, like that one program you can't seem to uninstall. Until tomorrow. Deus vult.